Queen Maeve. She was born in 1982. Her real name is Margaret Maggie Shaw. Before Queen Maeve is first shown on screen, it is discovered throughout the seasons and in the show's extra content that Maeve was a student at Vault's Hero College and was then summoned into the SETI as its second member, with Homelander being the first. Homelander states in the show's second season that he had known Maeve for the longest time, which is how the two became so close before the events of the show. Early in her superhero career, Maeve saved a school bus from falling off a bridge with her bare hands, breaking all the bones in her right arm. It was a miraculous save that was in the national spotlight for weeks. Queen Maeve is a longtime member of the SET. It is suggested that Queen Maeve was more passionate about SET's mission than the other superheroes at one point, but had her spirit broken by the team's disastrous handling of September 11's attacks. It is also suggested that September's 11 debacle is the source of her alcoholism. Throughout the TV show's first season, Maeve is typically shown alongside Homelander. In the first episode, Maeve manages to stop an armored truck and the men inside it. Just as she is about to stop the criminal, Homelander arrives and takes all the credit. In episode 3, it is revealed that Maeve and Homelander dated. However, in episode 4, when she fails to rescue a hijacked plane, she is psychologically shaken. In the comics, Vault American says she is the ruler of a dimension, calling her the Empress of the Underworld. A small reference to the origin of Diana Prince and the Amazons of Themyscira. However, she is a woman who was created in a laboratory, like other supers, dosed with Compound V from conception. Legend describes her and Homelander as the true heavy hitters on the set, implying that Maeve's powers are near the top of what's possible within the boys' storyline. Although, in the comics, the disillusioned Maeve had brief relationships with different heroes, including Tempesta. The most prominent relationship, as in the series, is the one she had with Homelander. While in the TV adaptation we understand that the relationship must have ended due to Maeve's sexuality and her disagreements with the SETI leader, the comics present another scenario. In the comics, Maeve broke up with Homelander after discovering that he had tricked her into having sex with Black Noir. This and her other stances on the absurdities she saw within the Seven motivate her to join the boys. In both the comic books and the TV series, Queen Maeve displays remarkably similar powers. She has superhuman strength, above-average resistance and durability, making her a worthy rival to Homelander in the comics. The main discrepancy between his powers in the two media lies in his ability to fly. While in the comics, she can propel herself through the sky, in the series she can only jump high, using her strength to propel these jumps. Maeve is one of the most powerful and crucial members of the SET, second only to Homelander and Black Noir in terms of strength and abilities. Let's delve deeper into his powers and abilities. Superhuman strength. One of Queen Maeve's main abilities is her tremendously enhanced superhuman strength, far greater than that of normal humans. She was one of the most physically powerful supers to ever exist, surpassed only by Homelander, Soldier Boy, and perhaps Ryan, who are, to be fair, in leagues of their own through genetics. His feats include smashing a speeding armored truck while standing still, effortlessly breaking a man's neck after lifting him with one hand. She also has the ability to jump great distances. She has been shown to be able to put Black Noir in a headlock long enough to force-feed him an Almond Joy and overpower Tempesta, who possess high levels of super strength and durability. Maeve proves strong enough to give Homelander a nosebleed after hitting him directly in the face and engaging him in single combat, even though Homelander was focusing on Soldier Boy at the time. Her strength also allowed her to drive a small metal rod into Homelander's ear, causing it to bleed and affecting his hearing. Maeve's last act of strength was when she fired a shot at Soldier Boy, jumping from the vault tower with him as he prepared to release his radioactive blast. Homelander even stated that she was the second strongest member of the SET. Superhuman durability. Queen Maeve is immune to almost all forms of physical damage, with her durability being more similar to that of Homelander or Soldier Boy than any other known sup. Maeve was durable enough to survive being hit by a speeding armored van, splitting her in half. Its resilience is such that it can be carried by Homelander while flying at its maximum speed, enough to outrun a passenger jet several thousand kilometers away, and does not suffer harmful effects from friction or turbulence. During a training session, she was barely fazed when she was hit in the face with a metal bat. Maeve was also able to take punches from Homelander, and even briefly endured his heat vision on her chest before quickly blocking it with her armored wrist guards. She managed to withstand a full energy blast from Soldier Boy and the subsequent fall from the vault tower, albeit with injuries. However, like many other supers, their eyes are more vulnerable, and Homelander managed to gouge out his right eye. Superhuman speed. Maeve is capable of reaching speeds that allow her to run along building walls, defying gravity for short periods of time. Running in this manner, she was able to easily overtake a speeding armored vehicle. Queen Maeve's superhuman agility, balance, and bodily coordination are enhanced to levels that are far beyond the natural physical limits of even the finest human athlete. On a mission with Homelander, she jumped high onto a wall and even managed to run through it. Superhuman stamina. Queen Maeve's musculature produces considerably fewer fatigue toxins during physical activity than a human's musculature. She can exert herself at maximum capacity for about 24 hours before fatigue begins to impair her. She is able to defeat multiple attackers simultaneously with little effort. Superhuman reflexes. Queen Maeve's reflexes are similarly enhanced and are superior to those of the best human athletes, being able to avoid blows from various trainers wielding metal poles. Maeve was able to easily avoid many of Homelander's attacks and counterattack him. Superhuman senses. Queen Maeve apparently has enhanced senses. She was easily able to detect translucent, even though he was motionless and invisible in the women's bathroom, much to her surprise. Additionally, she was able to see that Homelander was using concealer to hide a bruise on his face. Abilities. Master Martial Arts. Queen Maeve is a formidable combatant and has been highly trained in hand-to-hand combat. She was able to defeat multiple opponents at once while training, as well as restrain the much more skilled Black Noir, along with Starlight and Kimiko. She managed to dominate Tempesta in combat. Maeve was able to push Homelander off her back despite him being stronger than her. This is due to her training in the previous months and increasing her fighting skills, while the latter underestimated her at first and mainly relied on her brute strength. Sword proficiency. Maeve is skilled in using a sword in combat. She is a master of sword attacks, a highly trained warrior. Accuracy. According to Homelander, during a mission in Albany, Maeve accurately threw a Bic pen into a man's eyeball from 23 feet away. Stealth. During the battle with Storm, she was able to sneak into an open area and join the battle without him noticing. With all that said, Queen Maeve isn't actually a bad person like Homelander, or wants to become famous like Wing Train. She is a good person like Luz Estrella, who is her best friend, and they talk to each other like sisters. On the plane, she tried to convince Homelander of the need to save the people on the plane. But Homelander didn't listen, and in the end, she looked at the people, and then the plane crashed. On the set date, she tried to protect Luz Estrella from Homelander when he asked Luz Estrella about her relationship with Hugh Campbell. Death of Queen Maeve in the comics, Luz Estrella is not the only teammate that Captain Homeland took advantage of. Nagakis reveals the sordid history between him and Queen Maeve. Hoog has access to a series of transcripts and photographs that detail one of Captain Patria's worst acts. While they were in a relationship, Patria blindfolded Queen Maeve and tricked her into sleeping with Black Noir, and then leaked photos of the two of them to further humiliate her. In yet another attempt to protect Luz Estrella, Maeve finally gains enough courage and confronts Homelander when he was going to kill Luz Estrella. Unfortunately, her sword proves useless against Patria's invulnerable skin, and the sadistic super kills her easily, leaving the heroine's head as a gift for Luz Estrella. What is your opinion of Queen Maeve? Make sure to share this video and comment and subscribe to the channel. A hug from Cybernerd.